Hello, wine buyers. How are you? I hope you're having a good day. Today we're going back to Venti. We've done at least the Serenaro prior to actually talk about their work in Sangiovese. So great, really cool stuff in heirloom varietals from Romagna with Famoso di Cesena with the Serenaro. They have the Centesimino, which is the quote-unquote rubber band wine, which is done in amphora. They do the Famoso di Cesena as an orange wine as well in amphora. Super cool. Also done now in rubber bands. They do the Tre Albe, which is the vineyard behind the eastern-facing cote, only a hectare and a half or so, Albana and Trebbiano da Fiamma. But the crux of the work, like the meat and potatoes of this winery is Sangiovese. And that was from the start. It was always about Sangiovese. When they started out, also in the lower section, their vineyard kind of fits. It's like an eastern-facing cote. He's heading north, and it slopes down a little bit. That's where the Centesimino is. They originally planted down there also Cabernet Franc and Merlot. Cabernet Franc in 2013 or 14 was actually grafted over to Centesimino, but the Merlot they kept, and they would actually make it and sell it off, but it kept getting older and older. At this point, we're pushing 20-year-old vines. And old vines are old vines. You know my thoughts on that? And go to the blog on our site and read all about Vieilles Vignes Chablis and its extension to the greater world of buying wine properly. But it applies to Italian wine, it applies to Romagna, and it applies to Venti too. Okay, so we're going to be tasting Venti's Rubicone Rosso. This is a Sangiovese-based wine. There is 70% Sangiovese, 30% Merlot, give or take. It is done entirely in stainless steel. Effectively, this is their beach Rosso. All of you, I'm talking to you now in the month of July, middle of July. It's fudging hot out there. Every single wine should be in the cold box, should be in the pool with the ice in it. And certainly when you go to Venti, you do go to the beach. It's right there. It's beautiful, and you come off the beach and everything is in buckets of ice, including this chilled red. And then of course what we're eating is just piadina, wonderful, almost like flatbread crackers, just with like various stracciatella or greens or prosciutto on top, and life is good. But this in essence is the chilled red as you're doing the aperitivo hour en route to or post beach, if you will. Okay, let's get into the wine. New label. I like it. I think it freshened up. It was okay. I didn't not like the label before, but the new label, I think it's got some kind of a little more swagger to it. And here, of course, the screw cap, always efficient and appreciate it. Again, Rubicone Rosso. Okay, before you taste it real quick, it does say and read only Sangiovese. In their minds, the Merlot is not that big of a deal. If it was 2%, okay, 3%, 5%, 10%, all right, not a big deal. 30%, it's a big deal. So that's why, even though they wrote Sangiovese in, that's how they still define this wine. It's a Sangiovese and Merlot blend. And it definitely smells it and drinks it. Yeah, so on the palate, and I do have this chilled, it's a little muted. But you've got, first of all, that iron sandy note. Their soils and their terroir are all kind of ancient sands, and there's various like striations of either yellow sulfur or red iron in there. Here we're getting some more of that red iron shaving. And there's always a saltiness because you're right on the beach. Cherries and plums. Sangiovese and Merlot. Cherries and plums. Yeah, like, those like little perfect August plums we get on Long Island or here in the city. They're little perfect little plums with the red inside fruits, and you just bite into them, and they're kind of squishy, and they're not quite ripe yet, so there's a little bit of that tang, a little acidity that pops. This is what this wine is right here. Chill it down, put it in the ice bucket, make some piadina, put some stracciatella and prosciutto on it. Fantastic. One last note about this wine, which is important. It holds. So most of my wines, our wines, at Indy, I'll drink them over 3 or 4 days. And depending on the producer, the wine, etc., they break down at different speeds. The Villa Venti wines will hold for days, like 3 or 4 days, and hold well. So this wine kind of, and the reason for that, I forgot the biggest point. They make these wines not in oak. This wine's not made in oak, nor is Primo Segno. They make it in stainless steel. All right, so fermentation, execution, stainless goes through a standard. Can't take that call right now. Standard élevage, 8 months, 6 months, bottled, but then held in stainless steel for about 18 months. This is why this is a 21. What that does is it acts as like almost bringing the wine into a chrysalis, like where it doesn't oxidize, it doesn't really get amplified, it just holds the temperature perfectly. They have it in bottles. So they bottle it and they hold it in bottles. And it's totally held in bottle all the way through, and it seems to elongate the finish and the kind of the execution of the wine without really changing the chemistry or structure of the wine, which is quite interesting. This wine has it. Primo Segno has it as well. But it's something to note, and it defines the patina of the wine, like the way in which the wine feels, tastes, like the style of the wine. So, and it also allows the wine to hang out in the, once it's opened longer on the shelf, if it's up by the glass or in the pool, or certainly at someone's kitchen after they bought it from your shop. Okay, ciao. Thanks so much.